Hello YouTubers, welcome back. This is finally issue 40 of Build Your Own Back to the Future DeLorean. I have just received them. I was getting a little bit worried because I'm sure I had these, sooner, I've been having these more regular than what it feels like recently. I mean, it's felt like an eternity since I've had any of these come through. So I'm pleased it's here now. So yeah, this is issue 40 and well, let's just crack on. So this is all the parts for issue 40. So we've got the panel, and there we go, and then we've got the clutch pedal here, gas pedal, brake pedal. What else we got? We've got a spring, a pin, we've got the switch and wire, so that'll be for the brake pedal obviously, because if you remember, when you push the brake pedal, the rear lights will activate. What else have we got? We have got some BP screws, some AP screws, and we've got a bracket here, and we've got a small tab for the wires, and 3 larger tabs there. So, without further ado, on the panel, you've got 3 holes here. You've got that slit in the middle, and then you've got these 2 on the round holes on the outer. The first job is to get the brake pedal, and it's quite small, but you've got a hole, 2 holes in there. You can just see one bigger one and the smaller one at the top there. So with this gap at the top, we push that through, so this comes through the other side. Okay, sorry a minute, I'm just going to adjust my focus for you because it's all over the place. There we go, that's better. Right, so yeah, that goes through there, and then obviously that protrudes through the other side, which you can see just there. It's difficult because we're all working with black, but okay. And the next job is to, in this little bag, we've got a spring and a tiny little pin. I'm just going to empty these now. Little pin. So what we're going to do is the pin goes through the large hole, the back of this pedal there. And then that pin then sits in that little recess. You may just be able to tell. Okay. And once that's in place, I'm just going to hold that there. We need some AP screws. And a screwdriver. And then we're going to affix this bracket to the back. And then the way that goes is the flat edge, sorry you can't see, the flat edge will be facing out. On the other side you've got a bigger hole, okay, and I think this only goes in one way because you've got like the angle piece here, so that will fit on the back nicely. So let me just fit that into place, and it sort of fits like that. You can just about see it follows the pattern of, you know, this plastic tab here. Okay, and then we're just going to secure that with two AP screws. I'm just going to get my other screwdriver out because it's a nightmare. The one that they've supplied has basically had its day. And I'm not going to do them too tight because, again, we're working with plastic and I don't want any of the threads going. So there we go. See the two screws in there, and then we have a wobbly pedal. The next job, and I'm gonna see, it may not work. I might have to get the tweezers that were supplied. I might have to grab them out. There we go. Yeah, the tweezers, because we're going to need to attach this spring. Okay, so as you look at the back, remember I said to you about that really tiny hole? You can't see it now, but in the back of the pedal, the spring feeds into that hole from the left to the right. Like so. Again, I'm so sorry about the quality. It's difficult. And then again, we're going to be securing that with another AP screw. Which will go directly underneath there, with the loop of the spring obviously through the screw. So if I can get that lined up. So the screw through the spring, if I can do it. There we go. And then just screw that down. Like so. And then we have a pedal that now springs back. And then we want the clutch pedal next, which is this one, which is the larger one. That's the gas pedal, the thin one. So we want this one, and it only goes in one way as well because they've got like a key on the holes. So that's got a key like at the top there, and that one goes off to the right. So they only go in one way. So that pops in there like so, and then again from the other side we secure that into place with an AP. In the back. And then then we have that in there like so, and then last of all, the last one again with another AP at the back. And then we have something that looks a bit like that. Obviously the brake pedal seems to be sitting further down for some reason. But there's not much we can do about that. So that is that. The next part is we need the switch, and that fits in let me see. It does fit in, but I'm just trying to. The problem is that this solder, they've put they've soldered the wire at a funny angle, so I just need to move this back. That's it. It should work now. Well, it's difficult to explain, but the way they soldered the wire, it was getting in the way of where it needs to fit into the back here. There we go, that's alright now. So let me have a look. Again with an AP screw. Just to fix that switch wire into the back there. That's it, like so. So now when you push the brake, it activates, you can just about see, it activates the switch up there. Okay. And then we want the small tab. The screw, with this square at the top, the screw goes at the bottom. So just pop that in there like so. And then again, we're going to need an AP screw. Let me just load the screwdriver first, I should have done that. An AP screw there to hold that wire into place like so, and then the wire then comes back round and then through the front. Well, it will do anyway. Okay, so then the next part we are going to need is we're going to need the floor panel. which I shall just grab. Right, here we go. There's the floor panel. So for this, we're going to need this, obviously the part we've just done, and we are going to need some BP screws. I'll just move you up a little bit. So all we're going to be doing you've got the 3 screws, screw holes at the top there. That will be fitting into place like so. And then we're going to be using BP screws to secure that. So we'll just get some of those out. We're going to start with the middle one, I think, just to make it a bit easier. And I'll tighten them up in a second. We'll just get them in. There we go. So then we have something that looks a little bit like that. I'm happy with that. Okay, and then the next job is just to bring this yellow cable through and straight down the middle. And then we're going to be putting these cable clips along there. So the screws are always going to be on the right hand side. And then those cable clips are going to go in with the AP screws. So one. Two. And then number 3, which is the last one, just at the front. Just there. Like so. Okay guys, so that was it for issue 40. Now before I go, a really important thing which I've just found out, and I don't want all you building this model to be swearing at the end and have to strip it all down. So keep watching, I'll show you. Right, so on visual inspection of this switch at the back, I was having a look at it and I noticed it wasn't actually doing anything. Like, there wasn't enough leverage from the pedal to actually make contact on the back. So what I did was I got a voltage tester out and put it on the setting so that, you know, when I make a connection I get a beep. So I did this to this, nothing. That was not making a connection. So what I had to do just now is take this switch off, and I had to bend it. I had to bend the actual metal bits down, and it took a bit of getting used to. If you do it too far, the switch just stays on permanently. So then I had to, you know, so just be really careful because you don't want to break it. But you may have to, yeah, adjust those metal contacts, because mine was not working. It, you know, straight out the bag, it wasn't making a contact, but now it does. So if I show you now, if I connect these two, obviously it makes a noise when there's connection. If I connect on the plug, you've got two silver bits you can make a contact with. So put that on there like so. Now when I push the pedal, I get my connection, and then I let go. So now I know mine's all good. But I didn't know this until I was just having a close look at it really. So it might be a really good idea if you test yours before you carry on building, because obviously that is going to be a right pain to get to once your car's built. And it'll be a shame, not to have everything working as it should. So yeah, please just check your connections on the back here. And that's all. So yeah, until issue 41, I'll see you later.